Here's some of the features. As I said, it's a marriage of triple option and spread. So we still run some straight flex bone. We still run some straight spread, but we've been able to put triple option and spread formations together for a real dynamic way to do it. It's your traditional option schemes, but non-traditional option alignments. So it's not just flex bone. We're running from 2x2 open and 3x1 open, and we're running triple option from a lot of different formations. We like this because spread defensive philosophies have predictable alignments. So if you line up in 2x2 open, you know how the defense is going to align to you. If you line up in flex bone, most of the time you have no idea what you're going to get. So being able to run triple option against defenses where you can predict where the dive key is going to be, where the pitch key is going to be, and who's going to take what, who's going to cover the dive, who's going to cover the quarterback, who's going to cover the pitch, that's an advantage for your players. And something that I've learned that flexbone coaches have been doing this for years and years and decades. They have to go into games not knowing exactly what they're going to get. We found a way around that. And of course, it's unpredictable to defend because every play could be a spread-based play. It could be an option-based play. It can be a run. It can be a pass. There's lots of different dynamics to this. It's modern advances to time-tested schemes. We're backed up into the shotgun with a pistol running back, and we do all of our triple out of that. So there's lots of things that are kind of a modernization of some traditional option sets. Some of the old school limitations are gone. For example, if you're running flexbone from under center, on a lot of plays, you have to motion your wing around to get him in position to be the pitch back when the ball snapped. For us, we don't. Being in the shotgun gives you that advantage of not having to motion your pitch player into position. The spread gets free passes because all of the defense's time goes to defending the triple option. So your other elements, the spread elements that you've been running that you want to keep that are really good for you, some zone stuff, some ISO stuff, and we run all those things in the Tex-Bone. Those spread elements, they're not going to get practice during the week that they have to prepare for you. They're working on triple option. And the stop the option defense leads to big plays and play action. We have our conference's record for yards per attempt and yards per completion because we have really effective play action in the Tex-Bone. The runs and passes look identical, and that makes play action plentiful. So again, that's a little bit about what it is. Quickly, why you might like the Tex-Bone. It's unique and difficult to prepare for. There's not very many techniques. You don't need to be a college to run this. Of course, it is an advanced offense. We'll have a youth version of this in the coming months, but you don't have to have a million different techniques for your team. Spread formations are predictable alignments, as we mentioned. You get to see a lot of base defenses. So I'm not going to go through all these because we went through them a lot in our first webinar, and in the Coach Tube materials. If you get into the Tex-Bone, you're really going to have a lot of time to talk about why you might want to get into the Tex-Bone. But if you're looking for something new, something unique, if you want to be the only team in your conference to be running an offense, the Tex-Bone's it. If you're looking for a way to maximize some of your athletic ability and take advantage of the defense in some variety of new ways, look at the Tex-Bone. So we think there's advantages in game planning. As I mentioned before, flexbone defenses can be tough to predict. And again, we still run flexbone. And when we bring flexbone into our games, we know that we may not have an idea of what the defense is going to do, and we have to react. And of course, triple option plays are built to be rule-based so that your team can overcome that. But there is an advantage to be able to train your quarterback of here's where the dive key is going to be, here's who he's going to take, here's where your pitch key is going to be, and here's who he's going to take, and being able to train them through the week about what they're going to see. Okay, coaches, here we are. We're going to look at one clip of all the past combos that we looked at, maybe two, but we're going to at least see one clip of everything we talked about. Things to keep note of is we want this to look like run. On this play, our outside linebacker gets a little bit tight, and our quarterback gives our tackle his blitz call, where he's going to have him stay man-to-man on the defensive end. Otherwise, we're in power. We're down blocking. We're pulling to the front side. And by doing this, you're going to see these linebackers react to run, and they're going to attack the line of scrimmage. We've got a cover 4 look pre-snap. They end up rolling into cover 2. And if our quarterback is seeing the outside vertical, it's probably a touchdown. But pre-snap, he thought it was cover 4. And what he sees is the curl player is attacking the line of scrimmage. And that's opening up this curl zone, and that's where he's going to throw the football. If he didn't like that curl zone, he could work the ball to the flat. So this is an example of our flood play. Good job by the defense disguising cover 2. Good job by the quarterback of taking advantage of the open curl. So as you watch this from behind again, watch how the defense and the linebackers react to run. 13's going to scrape over the top when the guard pulls. The outside linebacker pitch key for us is off the screen, but he's going to fill, and we're doing a pretty good job of making this look like a run. In fact, right till here, all the way through the dive phase, this looks like a run play. In fact, we're getting pretty good movement on their nose tackle, where if we were given the dive and pulling our guard upfield, we had some room. So I would call this pretty good play action and a very nicely thrown ball to attack the curl zone. Now we're going to look at the quick flood. So we saw our full flood. Now in our quick flood, we're just going to read the corner. As we talked about looking at the diagrams, this is just your fade flat that teams have been running since Pee Wee. Spread play, all kinds of systems run the fade flat play. Corner gets depth, the flat's exposed, and we're going to take the throw. If the corner had come off, then we would get the ball thrown to our vertical in the seam. You can see we're running the same formation that we looked at our diagrams out of, which is why I chose these plays, is it's plays out of the exact formation that we taught it out of. And we're trying to get a lot of run movement. We have our same adjustment. We kept our tackle man on. We don't always do that, I promise, but our quarterback's making that decision to keep him man on. We're looking to get real heavy down blocks. And again, watch what the linebackers do. Watch these the inside linebackers. They're eliminated from coverage. And that's a big benefit when throwing play action. As you watch it quickly from behind, 47-9. This is a pass play, but they think it's a run. They're out of there. One's filling, one's scraping. And we talked about on our diagrams, we don't always account for this backside linebacker because when the guard pulls, he has to scrape. And so he blocks himself by scraping over the top. Fade flat again. They try to jump into cover two. This is the same team. Our quarterback sees it. When the corner comes off to the flat, our quarterback's going to throw it into the hole. Now, of course, that's a long throw, and he's a college senior. He's an option quarterback, so he doesn't have NFL arm strength, but he's got an adequate arm to get the ball out there. Watch again how linebackers are eliminated. These linebackers close to the line of scrimmage are seeing run, and they're attacking the line of scrimmage versus covering passes. Our linemen are doing a really good job of making everything look like it's the run play to get the ball thrown down the sideline. Now we've got our dig play. So we're going to attack the curl again, and we're going to send this player through the curl zone, and if he's really uncovered, we can throw it to him here. His primary job is to control the deep coverage, to clear it out for our 10 to 12-yard dig. Everything should look like a run through the point of attack of the dive, and we've got linebackers filling again, and that's good for us. In fact, this might be a blitz. It is a blitz, and our guard's wrong. Our guard should be working off to the edge. So our pulling guard needs to be working to the outside. And we talked about our quarterback being able to identify this and make the call to put our tackle man-to-man. Here he makes the call, and the guard misses it. So the guard should be picking up this backer off the edge. Just refer back to the diagrams that we talked about for further explanation on this. But again, the curl's open. They're rolling to cover three. The rolling defender overrolls, and it leaves the seam open on our dig play. And if the quarterback needed to, of course, he's got his backside wing. If he did not have a blitz threat working around, that he can throw the ball to. Here's our dig play again. It's against man coverage. We are not going to get blitzed. We are playing cover one. We have a single high safety team, and you can see that these guys are playing man coverage across the board. So they're playing a six-man box with four guys in man-to-man coverage. We don't need to get out of this because our man-to-man beater is on the outside. It's our dig. So our quarterback's going to stick with it. He's going to work his dig throw, and away we go. Now, you notice the protection, coaches, is off of belly. So this is our belly protection. We call it G-load, but you can run it with our power protection. I threw this in here because it's an example of working against man-to-man with the same passes that we have. It doesn't matter to us whether we're getting blitzed, whether we're playing man, whether they're playing zone. We've got that dig built in as a man-to-man beater. Here's our quick dig. Now they're in cover zero, and they are going to blitz us. And we stay with our power protection. We tell the tackle to stay man on the end. We assign the fullback to the inside blitzing linebacker. And our pulling guard should have the edge blitzing linebacker. Now, the guard doesn't get out to where he's supposed to be. We've seen 2 clips of our guard making a mistake against blitz. So I guess we need to work on that a little bit more. But our man-to-man beaters are built in. So our quick dig is the man beater. Our inside slot's going to run off and clear out some room for him. And we have what turns into essentially a slant or a quick dig on the outside. And let me talk about from behind, coaches, this blitz protection. So they're in a straight cover 0 defense. There's no level 3 defenders at all. They're all walked down on the same level. Their invert linebacker is showing edge blitz. Our quarterback sees this. He puts our tackle man-to-man, which tells our guard to pull and look for the edge. And our fullback off his dive fake looks for the inside. So they're going to blitz forward to the front side, and we're going to have it picked up. Now, we do make a mistake, but the quarterback gets the ball thrown before he can get there. So we need to be a little bit better at our blitz pickup, but schematically, it's all there. We don't need to make any changes. Now we're going to look at a double move. We didn't talk about this one, but it's an inside corner post. We can eliminate linebackers. And all I want to talk about in this, coaches, again, look at the linebackers that are eliminated. Everyone's seeing run. Everyone's working upfield. And now we're one-on-one with the safety. Let's look at some, I think this will be our double post play. So you have 2 posts on the front side and the back side. I'm sorry, it's another double move on the inside. Corner slot receivers against safeties is a good matchup. I can't emphasize enough, watch the linebackers. They're eliminated. There's no underneath coverage to worry about. It's him against him, and that was a matchup that we liked. Making everything look the same at the line of scrimmage. Let's see how we did. We're getting off the football. We're using our blitz adjustment again, so we're staying man-to-man with our tackle. But inside, we're in a run demeanor, and our quarterback and fullback are meshing. It looks just like it could be a dive. Our quarterback presses it, really to sell it. And we get the ball thrown to the open middle of the field. Okay, now we've got our double post combo. It's cover 4, so we talked about looking at who we like better. In this case, we liked our slot receiver against their safety, and that's where we're going to throw it. If it was single high, we'd have our post corner on the backside. We've thrown a lot of these in the same game. You can see how their linebackers are acting a little bit slower to the run, which benefits our option. So these 2 things work hand in hand. The better our play action game is, the better our run game is going to be. When we call this double post play, we're going to push the ball downfield, whether it's to the outside post, the inside post, or the backside post corner.
Coaches, Rick Stewart with allaccesscoaching.com. I really hope this video helps make you a better coach. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button down below so we can let you know when new content becomes available, because we're all about coaches helping coaches. And remember, coach, better today, never as good as tomorrow.